Hey everyone, it's Loomer again, and I'm here at the E3 Assassin's Creed 4 booth here with Ashraf Ismail, who's the game director on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Hi, Ash.
Pleasure to be here.
Cool, awesome. All right, so we collected a bunch of community questions for Ash that were voted on, so we'll start with the top one. Okay, so Ash, for the hardcore stealth fans of the series, will they find the stealth in AC4 extensive and challenging? Regarding the stealth, has the AI been improved to be balanced and not telepathic? And will social stealth be relevant? So just talking about stealth in general, I guess, but yeah.
Okay, so stealth in general. So we've made the fight a lot harder. What that means is that enemies will attack you faster, they do more damage, and then we have the gunners that now will kill you effectively in 2 shots. This was actually purely done so that people do play, have more reason to play in stealth. Now the stealth itself, one of the major improvements we've made is that the level layout, how guards are placed in the world, this has been something that we have guidelines that we've built from 2 years ago that we're really implementing in this world. So effectively what I'm saying is on the basis of the ingredients in the world, there's been huge improvements. We've been working on the AI for almost the full time. When we started this game, one of the things we said to ourselves is we need boarding, we need naval, and we need stealth. So that means Edward has more stealth tools. One of the tools we're showing here at E3 is the Blowpipe. The Blowpipe is a ranged stealth tool. It's not a nuke, it's not, you can't kill someone at range, but you can manipulate the AI at range. So this gives another facet to do stealth, a different way of doing stealth. Of course, the AI has been really developed as well. So now we've really tweaked all the detection rules. The AI, you can manipulate them much better. One thing we're working on today that I'm just being honest, that we're still trying to make sure is there is to fine-tune that balance between challenge and something that you can master. Right now we're at a stage where sometimes it's too easy, sometimes it's way too hard, but we're doing a lot of play testing to make sure we find that perfect balance so that it's challenging but also accessible and fun.
Awesome, sounds good. All right, so next question is already been answered earlier in E3, so we'll just blow through it real quick. Assassino Zoc from Germany. Last question was from someone called Frost, by the way. But Assassino Zoc from Germany asked who's going to compose the soundtrack for AC4. It's going to be Brian Tyler, who did Far Cry 3. He did the score for Iron Man 3, the movie. He's done a lot of stuff. It's really good. Okay, so we'll just blow through that next question. It's from someone named Shadow, who says, will we have at least 2 or 3 approaches to the objective? And does this non-linearity extend to the side missions? Well, will all the missions, or at least 90%, be non-linear?
So it was very important that we have player agency in this game. So to push this, even in the main path, a lot of the missions are now simple objectives. We really don't hold your hand. We don't tell you where you need to go. We just tell you, we give you a basic objective, like here's your target, he's over there, go at him as you wish. It means we've let go a little bit of control over the way the mission plays out, but we feel this is actually probably more fun for the player. And for sure this extends into the systemic stuff. You know, as an example, boarding. When you board a ship, you're given 2 or 3 objectives. You could do anything you want to accomplish your objectives, even the way you approach the ship, the direction, the angle, jump in the water to be stealthy, to come up from behind, go up the mast, use your navigation ability, go in guns blazing using swivels and pistols. Do it as you wish. This is really super important for us. So yes, you'll see this is a new kind of philosophy we have in AC.
Yeah. I always thought it's kind of interesting, like the idea of a lot of people want these open-ended assassinations, especially from AC1, but at the same time, it almost seems in conflict with the idea of Assassin's Creed, where there's a historical thing, and it's like it happened one way. And so kind of the way this has been handled in the past, this is kind of just one of my questions I had, actually. The way you handle it in the past is, optionally you can do 100% sync, and this is how your ancestor did it, and you'll get like bonus. But I think especially in AC3, they started to become, a lot of them are really difficult, and they become a little stressful sometimes. Like, there's the Bunker Hill mission where you have to assassinate the guy, and you get 100% sync if you do an aerial. But if you don't, you might want to have different ways to kill him. But if you don't do it that way, then you get a big red X, and it's like, oh, you didn't do this, and it might persist throughout the rest of the sequence sometimes. So I was wondering if you guys are making any changes to 100% sync, or like what your thoughts are on that in general.
So we have a new philosophy for constraints. The constraints, from now on, they don't force you to kill someone in a specific way or anything like that. Instead, they ask you to explore the game in a different way. So for example, it'll say something like, for this mission, just make sure you use stalking zones. Or for this other mission, you know, use the blowpipe. So it's more about letting you use the tools you have as opposed to forcing you to kill a guy in a specific way. So they're a bit more open to get the sync. So they're a bit more open. It's crowded in here.
I know.
So yeah, so we have a new philosophy. It's something that we're working on. We want to make sure, you know, we listen to our fans. So one of the feedbacks we looked into was how constraints work. We knew maybe they used to be a bit too rigid or too specific, and we're trying to open them up.
Cool, cool. All right, next question is from DIDD from somewhere on this globe, who asks, will you be able to go below deck in the Jackdaw?
Yes, so you have a captain's cabin. This is a place that you can access anytime you want. You just let go of the wheel and go to the cabin. And the cabin has various features that are either comfort tools or allow you to customize the ship and Edward himself. It also allows you access to your fleet.
Cool, awesome. All right, next question is from Bissimo from Surrey, UK, might have butchered that, who asks, can you reveal any more info about the modern day character setup in Black Flag? Will there be voice actors, customization, third or first person view? Actually, we're going to skip this one because I actually talked about this with Darby quite a bit in my interview with Darby. So go check out my interview with Darby McDevitt. We talk about that. Okay, next question, Ray from Arizona. In ACB and ACR, there are several side missions that feature the multiplayer characters and flesh out their backstories. Will these be returning in Black Flag?
So people will see some of the characters from the multiplayer it's not quite the same as Revelations. We don't necessarily flesh out the story in the same way, but you will see some of the characters interact with them in a slightly different way. We have tons of side missions in AC4, but they deal with different characters. For example, Adewale, he's your first mate. He has a set of side missions that are there to flesh his story out.
Cool, awesome. All right, question from AC3 follower from Australia who says, with being in development of AC4 during the development of AC3, do you feel like you had time to correct the problems and negative aspects people found with AC3 and AC4 since they're releasing only a year after the other?
Well, you know, yes, we are releasing only a year after, but we've been on this game for 2 years now. We split development from AC3 a long time ago. They needed to finish the game, so they needed to go in their direction. We needed to take things like the naval, things like stealth, and you know, work on it for an extra 2 years. And when we ship this game, it'll be 2.5 years. So for sure, our objective from the beginning was to make a fun, fluid, polished game. And this is a commitment we're making. And honestly, I'm saying this as the game director, Jean, our creative director. This is a commitment we made from the beginning. So for sure, we're looking at the core mechanics. We're looking at the naval. We're polishing it as much as we can. If we feel there's a system that's not good enough, we either put more effort on it or we cut it. And we're not shy about cutting features because we want to make sure, you know, the game's already huge. We want to make sure whatever's in there has value, is polished, and is fun.
Yeah. But for sure, you guys probably, I mean, I'm sure you looked at, once AC3 came out, you looked at what was being, you know, basically all the things guys are kind of addressing now, but like stealth, open-ended assassination, stuff like that. But you must have time to kind of work that in too, even though you started AC4 beforehand, right? You can still work in the feedback from AC3.
No, of course. No, but okay, you know, something we do at Ubisoft is we do a lot of play testing. So before AC3 release, whatever the case may be, I mean, we knew what we needed to do on our side. So from the get-go, we play test. At this point, we play test every week. Every week there's a huge play test. And so this is what's driving our development. You know, we're pushing it to the limits this time, like I said, every week. So we're getting a lot of feedback. We're doing a lot of tuning and polishing for the purpose of having a really polished, fun game.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, we'll do a couple more. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, of course.
So this one is from SubjustCJ80 from Dublin, who asks, can you give 5 examples of how AC4 will feel fresh and differ from AC3's core gameplay mechanics? That's kind of a random tall order, but I mean, if you just want to talk about some that you want to talk about, I don't know.
Well, I think the biggest difference that people are going to see, not only with AC3, but with any AC game we've ever made, is the Caribbean open world. It's the biggest world we've built. It's the most unique and fresh. You know, we know how to build cities, but pushing ourselves to build kind of a sandbox, naval, Caribbean open world, very difficult to do, making sure that it was seamless. You know, we have over 50 locations, with 3 of them being cities. Plus little uncharted locations, like little beaches, little sandbanks. We have over 75 of those. Building this world and making sure that the player is always motivated, lots of events and activities, and that all of it has gameplay value. This was very tough for us, but people are going to be blown away by this world. I think, you know, the reception we've been getting here, when people see our open world demo, people are shocked. And you know, don't take my word for it. Ask other, look at other reviews. Maybe you've seen it. I don't know.
I have seen it, yeah.
You know, I think people are very surprised by the world and just the interactivity you have with it. You know, how we mix man-made structures with natural environments. How you navigate through all of this. It's, you know, it's an expertise we've built over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I did see the demo where it's like you're killing the twin brothers, or,
Yes.
or not, maybe not twins, but the brothers and all of that, and it was very impressive. It's very cool. I really enjoyed it. Cool. Okay, so maybe one more. So this is from DIDD as well. Will there be ambient music this time around?
Yes, there will be ambient music. Well, you know, because we want players to explore the world, exploration is really important in our game. We will always say that there's that exploration itch. It exists deep in your mind, but it's really hard to scratch, and it's one of those things we wanted to scratch from the beginning. So we've made sure that exploration is really important. But to do that, you know, if you're going to explore, it means you're going to be moving around the world a lot. So yes, we have tons of music. Beyond that, we have sea shanties. So these are collectibles in the world. You can find music sheets that you can use to order your crew to sing as well. We're putting a lot of effort on the music in this one because the game breadth is really big.
Okay, awesome. I think I'll wrap it up. So thank you so much for taking the time to
My
talk.
pleasure. I'm really happy to be able to speak to the fans and answer the questions.
Yeah, great, awesome. Okay, so that'll about do it for us. So make sure you check out the rest of the videos on my channel for other interviews for Assassin's Creed 4 as well as Watch Dogs as well. And subscribe if you want to keep up with future interviews and videos. So that's it for us. We'll see you later.